Hey, how's it going? Do you like that little Caribbean music going on there? Yeah. Whole background is kind of in a tribute to all my friends from Kubasaki Gakko. Yeah. Uh, we had uh, we had a great time on that little itty bitty island. Yes, we did. But today, I want to welcome you to Through the Week. It's our Monday edition. Remember, we're just doing this on Monday and Thursday. They'll be posted after 2 o'clock, so you got plenty of time to take a look at it. And we've been talking about the Christian life. Now, before I get away from this, uh, if you like this stuff, push like. And if you would, subscribe to us and let us know that you want to see some more of this, okay? All right, let's keep going. Uh, we've been talking about the Christian life, and we've been talking about it for a while. And then all of a sudden, I just thought, boom, we kind of started in the middle. So let's backtrack a little bit and let's start from the beginning. And if you remember, on Thursday, our passage was this. It was out of Proverbs 1:7. It said, start with God. The first step in learning is bowing down to God. Only fools thumb their noses at such wisdom. The point is, start with God. So we're going to start with God in talking about the Christian life. There's no point in the Christian life without Christ, right? Without Jesus, without God, without the Holy Spirit, there's really no point. So let's start at the very beginning. We're going to start with God today. So let's take a look at Hebrews 11:6, and it says, and it is impossible to please God without faith. Anyone who wants to come to him must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who seriously or sincerely seek him. Okay, you got to know that God is here. Boom. Camera one. Camera two. You have to believe that God exists. And for you to decide that, I'm going to live this life without God, okay, do it. Really. If you don't believe that God exists, you don't believe that God exists. And there's nothing I or anybody else is going to say to you that is going to change that for you. The only thing that can change that for you is, should you be touched by God. If God contacts you, and he does everybody, by the way. He contacts everyone. And we're created in his image, so we can say yes or no, right? We're created in his freedom. So if God talks to you, calls you, communicates with you, and you just say, hey, buzz off, well, hey, God will buzz off. Unless your buzz off is not really a buzz off, but is more like, I'm not really too sure about things. God is trying to let you know that he's there. So, if God's trying to let you know that he's there, you have to believe that he exists. So, there's something inside you that says, maybe he does. Maybe God does exist. And that makes you different from the person that says, no, man, that dude doesn't exist. As a matter of fact, saying dude or instead of it or any other thing is dumb because there's nothing there. But the one who says, I'm not really sure, I don't know. There's some times when I really believe that God exists, and there's some times where I'm not quite sure. I mean, really, I'm not even sure if I want to believe in God. Because all of the trouble and I mean, if God really exists, then how come there's all this crud that's going on all over the world and the things that make me cry? Well, God isn't the only entity that exists. God's the only one that exists with independent existence. But there is an evil out there. There is a Satan out there that works. But I'm kind of getting off on a rabbit trail, right? So to bring me back, let's go back to our passage real quick. And it is impossible to please God without faith. And that's the biggie. Faith. Faith. That turns the point. Now, as far as I understand things, an individual, all of us, are born with sin. And it's not something that we necessarily did. I mean, I got 4 kids and I've seen all of them come, and I look at them and go, wow, how precious. But they're born in sin. Not because they did anything good or bad, but because of Adam. Because of Adam's sin, all human beings sin. Because of Jesus, all might be saved. Now here's the deal. You have to have faith. Well, how do I get faith? Here's how you get faith. God calls upon you, and through the Holy Spirit comes and transforms you, changes you. And I've said this before, He changes you so that you can look at God and see God not through yourself, but see yourself through God. For the first time, you're able to actually see God and talk to God. And from that point, faith begins. Faith is not something that, you can buy like you buy candy in a candy store. It's not something that, if that you cut yourself and you have this scar for life, nothing like that. Faith is a gift. It's a gift that comes through God, the Holy Spirit, made as an opportunity for you through Jesus. So what you get, the Holy Spirit comes and empowers you with faith. It's a gift from God. So God gives you this faith and it grows. The more you use it, the more it grows. But God keeps giving it to you as you need. And you keep getting it. And you keep using it. And then all of a sudden, you start to realize through faith the existence of God. You begin to know God through faith. Now, I know this sounds kind of, Harry Potterish, but it's not. It really isn't. It's true. For you to believe that God exists, you must have faith. Let's go on and take another look at this passage. Anyone who wants to come to God, must believe that God exists and that He rewards those who diligently seek Him. Well, that makes tons of sense, right? If you don't believe that God exists, well, you're not expecting anything from Him anyways, right? But if you expect something from God, if you expect to hear from God, if you expect to see, a miracle. And by the way, they happen every day to everybody. I just wrote my daughter a text message, and don't you just hate when your text messages go out and all the spellings wanky? It's all weird. So, well, I wrote one of those to her, but I let her know because she's been working really hard, and She's been sacrificing a great deal of family time to be able to do her job and do it well. But here's the thing for her. I wanted to let her know that God doesn't split seas anymore, and you know all of the stuff that we read in the Old Testament, all of that spectacular stuff. That's not what we see. What we see in terms of God's presence is, well, look behind me. Look at that brook. That's God. That's the presence of God. Romans tells us that he has made himself known clearly through things that have been made, through nature. And I wanted to let her know that it's the small things in life. It's the nuances in life that show you God. It's that breeze that just wafts across your face and cools you down. Or it's a memory that comes from out of nowhere and makes you smile. Or it's the laughter of a child. Or the touch of a spouse. Just a hand on the shoulder. And you smile at each other. And you know. That's the presence of God in our lives. Now, yes, folks who don't believe in God, they experience those same kinds of things. But those things are meant to lead us to the Lord. But without faith, you can't do that. Without faith, you can't know those things. And I tell you the truth, when I look at the pictures, because I'm in a different state than my grandkids, when I look at those pictures, my heart is just filled. It's filled with the presence of God, because he's letting me know how precious they are, which just magnifies his preciousness to me. The presence of the Lord is something that comes through faith. Begin with God. Your Christian walk begins with God, and it is magnified through faith. You can't grow without faith, but you gotta believe, right? You must believe that he exists and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. And what is that reward? The presence of God. Would you like the presence of God in your life? Would you like to know God? You can know God. You can definitely know God. I tell you what, our phone number and email address and yeah, our website address is on the bottom in a running fashion. Scrolling across the bottom here on our last slide. Check us out. If you have questions, give us a ring. I don't care what your question is, just so long as you don't call me names. I don't like being hurt. So, please, if you have questions about God, let me know. We'll talk about it, and we can talk openly too. I won't judge you. Why should I? The more you know about me, the less you're going to say, oh, wait a minute, I don't even know if I want to be around that guy. But to know God is to know a life of joy, peace, and love. Can't we all use a little bit more of that, huh? All right, well, that's all for me. I'm out of here. I'm just kind of rambling on anyways. So, catch you later, right? See you Thursday. Bye.